Ty, my sweet, sweet friend.
Sean, my beautiful face of a friend.
My face is on your face. Is what that's what that came across as to me. Oh, my face, your body. That sounds like I don't know, like a.
Is that like the new Face Off?
It's the better Face Off. Yeah, except in the beginning, like no kids get killed.
Oh yeah. Ew.
Yeah. Did you notice in that movie, like their bodies they just said fuck it.
They really
stayed
did.
the same. Yeah. I don't know if it was because I wasn't allowed to watch that movie as a kid. Like I was allowed to watch the latter half of that movie. I never actually saw the beginning. I just know because of the internet now. But that's a tangent for another day. Here on Whiskeylodeon, we love to talk about violent movies that aren't on Nickelodeon, don't we, Ty?
Yeah.
Yeah. But where was I going with that? I was going to Birthdayville with you, my friend, because at the time of this recording, sweet, sweet man, it's going to be your 69th birthday tomorrow. Am I right?
Oh, way to date me.
Oh, well, I would love to date you, but you're taken here on the Bromance Podcast. Man, what are you doing? Anything special?
Honestly, it's going to be a quiet time. Just between family getting sick and just shit happening. Like I'm either going to have to postpone to have some lavish party or it'll just stay simple. So like right now, my wife is like, hey, go do your podcast thing, go have your fun. She doesn't believe in us. And she's going to be baking a cake.
We have to take a step back. She doesn't believe in us? Is this...
I mean, I think she does. She likes the podcast, even though she tells me I need to be nicer.
I suppose it's more important that we believe in us, right?
We do.
I mean, listen, if we do this for a year and we have, let's say, 0 listeners, we're still going to do it.
Because it's so much fun.
And we get to drink a lot of whiskey.
And we do, yes.
Yeah, just before this, Ty and I were just kind of going over some show notes, and he looks down at my glass. He's like, drink your whiskey. Like very, it was very motherly of you. And I appreciated that because I sure did. And I as I mentioned to you, Ty, and I'll mention this to our listeners, I took a week off of drinking. So it's actually catching up now, even though I just told you, Ty, that I was like, I'm not really feeling anything. Of course, we hit the red button and here we go.
It's going to sneak up on you.
It is going to sneak up on me. So are some of these episodes that we're going to talk about today. And we do these intros, and Ty is kind of like a walking insurance commercial jingle at times. And listen, man, I think today we're just not going to do an intro, and it's just going to cut right to the... My kitty's now fast asleep, I can pour myself a glass. But too many shows on Netflix are trash, it makes me wanna pass. I can't figure out what to watch, what am I supposed to do? Let's get drunk and rewatch cartoons when we were little dudes. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do, Whiskeylodeon.
Sean, what do you think about today's cocktail?
Well, I heeded your wisdom, and I have 2 cocktails in front of me. One is a Widow's Jane, just like straight up. Well, it was on the rocks, but they have since melted into my body. And the other one, we have a Henry McKenna with, it's called The Godfather, right?
Right.
Yes, which is with amaretto. And if you've been listening up to this point, you know that this has been a online course for me. Where I pay Ty $100 per episode for him to teach me. He's looking at me like, where's that money, bitch? So it's been a huge learning experience for me. And I know for a fact that in this whiskey is not a rye this week. So it's not spicy, but the amaretto mixed with the whiskey, who knew like something so simple could just be this goddamn delicious, Ty?
Right? Like it's literally just whiskey, or you can even go as specific as scotch. So scotch or bourbon with a splash of amaretto. And I got to be completely honest, I did not know about this cocktail.
No, weren't we? We were doing a promo video for this podcast, and you were just looking up something real quick, and you found it.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Take your shot.
Shots.
I had a friend who was like, hey, I know you're coming to visit for Thanksgiving or the holidays. Can you please bring some amaretto? And so I bought some, and then I forgot to bring it. So I've had this amaretto sitting on my shelf, just like waiting. I'm like, what can I do with this? So I just literally looked up amaretto whiskey cocktail, and The Godfather pulled up, and I have been so happy I looked that up.
Yeah, I think they had to list the glass as a third ingredient just to kind of make the list look longer.
Yeah, make it look a little more
Why
legit.
is every recipe like, let me tell you my life story. I was sitting in a bed of flowers, and once upon a time, goddamn. And then, well, look, we can talk more about this whiskey, this lovely cocktail here in a minute, but
let's bring in our guest.
Dude, are you stoked?
I'm super stoked, man.
I'm stoked. You want to do this at the same time, like harmonize the introduction?
Okay.
Okay, so you start going. I'll just kind of like go over top of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have, for your pleasure, PJ Barnes of ScrewUpTV.
Mr. Barnes.
Hey,
PJ.
How's it going?
What's up, buddy?
Doing all right, man.
I
How you
actually
doing?
need to change my body language here. I just realized I was giving you the semi-lukewarm shoulder.
No worries.
Yeah.
I like lukewarm shoulders. I'm a big fan.
He does.
Yeah.
We date back to those lukewarm shoulder days.
Absolutely. Back into when everything got lukewarm in your body. You know?
Did.
Those magic changes.
Those magic changes, which was, my God. Are we talking about the 90s?
The 90s was great. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's when we met.
I think close. Yeah. And 90s was almost a different world at this point. Going back, yeah. But yeah, it was different. We were young and innocent and just full of
hubris,
and unadulterated cum. Can I?
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't know if I forgot to ask about the language on.
Yes,
on
you
the
should.
show.
You should use whatever language you would like.
So this show is very much. If you are too young to listen to this, we've asked you to leave.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Ty is very good at that. He's our muscle. He stands at the door and says, "Hey, you can't handle a few jokes about cum and come. Come on.
Then don't come in.
Then don't come in."
On my way in, like I was about to knock on the door, and then the door flew open, and Ty threw somebody out the door, and I was like, I guess he wasn't ready for.
Yeah, we actually had a different guest lined up today.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Let's just say he's not here anymore.
I think he's angry outside, but that's okay.
Yeah, Ty's a bit of a caretaker. He takes care of people for us.
I love it.
I am a mother hen through and through.
There we go.
There
we go.
Last week, we had the wonderful Dr. Leah Charnan on the episode.
Oh, absolutely.
And that was tons of fun. And I did something. I introduced our guest, Leah, and pretty much very much made it sound like my guest, like my friend. I realized I'm doing that again today. Like, PJ, we go back to middle school, buddy. You're my friend. You are my guest.
And I'm like, PJ, we're friends too, man.
Yeah, man.
And
I met you guys separately, you know?
I got to catch myself because I'm realizing I have these two beautiful baritone voices around me, and my voice is trying to get lower. And I just got to accept that. Like, these are these two beautiful men, and I'm the gay best friend in this group. And I'm okay with that. I got to be okay with that.
You complete the dynamic, man. It's like a triangle.
The trifold.
Ty, speaking of triangles.
Yes.
So, PJ, we did an episode about Rocco's Modern Life a few weeks ago. It might have been last week. Might have been 2 weeks ago. About some triangles.
Time is meaningless.
You don't really need to know much other than I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
And I just need you to answer me honestly, baby.
Absolutely.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So picture a triangle.
Okay.
Ty, will you hold up a triangle for our listeners who are, do you guys hear that?
Yeah.
That is the sound of equilibrium right
Perfect
there.
Triangle.
Thank you for narrating.
Do you identify as hot, naughty,
okay,
or courteous?
Ooh. I would like to, this is not the fun answer, despite the cum comment, I would like to identify as courteous. You know, I'm a courteous person, you know. Hot, I like cold weather. You know, I was born in the winter, so I can warm myself up. If I'm already hot, then I'm sweaty, and you can't go, and you get arrested once you get naked, you know.
Well, your legal name was PJ Winterborn.
PJ Winterborn, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, legally. And what was the other one? Horny?
Sure.
Okay.
I think it was naughty, but
Oh, naughty.
we'll Ty, will you check in with our judges to see if that's
That's, according to the polls, that's a suitable adjustment.
suitable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on the third strike, so if I say naughty or anything horny, then I'm out. So courteous. Okay.
Yeah, courteous it is. Awesome.
I'm a
Well,
courteous.
if you are out, we'll make sure Ty takes good care of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I take care of courteous people.
I appreciate
does.
that. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very courteous of you.
He is. Yeah. Well, thanks for being here, man. I'm a huge fan of you. I love you, dude. I am really enthused about this podcast that we're doing where, well, Ty, what the hell do we do on this thing?
So we are rewatching the cartoons we loved as kids. Not even just cartoons. Let's just say the Nickelodeon shows we grew up as kids. But now that we're legally able to drink, we're able to enjoy Nickelodeon the way it should have been. Drunk.
Right. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this episode, we are actually covering two. So actually, before we begin that, PJ, you are the creator of ScrewUpTV.
Absolutely.
Can
Yep.
you please tell our listeners what ScrewUpTV is and where they can see it?
Absolutely. Screw Up TV. We are a sketch comedy troupe. We do sketch comedy. We do live sketch comedy and taped or filmed sketch comedy. You can check us out on our YouTube channel, Screw Up TV. But yeah, we started this year in May will be 13 years. We just started kind of doing the YouTube thing. Just back before YouTube was what it was, kind of back when YouTube was like the wild west, and you could only upload like 5 or 10 minutes of video at a time or whatever. So we started it back then. Like I've always just been a big fan of comedy and just a big fan of just playing different characters, writing different characters, and that's just been one of our big things going through. We do short because Screw Up TV is mostly we're not just improvisers and sketch comedians. We're also just actors. So every now and then we'll do a short film or a feature, which may kind of tread off the comedy. But comedy is at our core. What we do, we started doing live shows again. So we're trying to do some more live shows around Charlotte, some more comedy festivals, just to get ourselves out there. But yeah, we just try to bring the funny. Any way we can. We try to look at comedy that's edgy but not hacky, you know what I mean? So like what if we see a whole bunch of people doing like a certain type of joke, what's a different angle that we can take on it? But yeah, we love bringing the funny.
And sir, you do bring the funny.
Oh, thank you.
I recall a very, very specific skit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call it a song. We'll call it a character. We'll call it all three things.
Okay.
If I say the words Lil Blanky, what's that mean to you?
Lil Blanky is probably one of I know Kanye just came out with his Genius documentary, but one would say if Kanye were to see Lil Blanky, he would think that he had no music abilities. Lil Blanky is a rapper. He came around during the mumble rap age. He takes himself very seriously. He raps about the simple things in life, what he sees. Sometimes he feels like he's going bonkers insane. Sometimes he's at a vending machine and he can't get his candy out and he gets upset and he has to sing about it. Lil Blanky is an icon, somebody who I personally aspire to be more like.
I mean, that's real stuff, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, Blanky is one of a kind. Blanky
LB for life, baby.
Has confidence that I could only dream of having. Absolutely.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, please check out Screw Up TV. There's a lot of fun stuff going on over there. Today, we're going to talk about a couple, speaking of sketch comedies, we're going to talk about a couple. What are we doing today, Ty?
So we are covering All That and Kenan and Kel.
And before we get to All That and Kenan and Kel, we just landed a really fucking sweet deal with the sponsor. Let's hear from them. From the creator of Screw Up TV and Netflix's hit show, Come Island, comes the latest installment of Music Genius, Lil Blanky in Space. Pre-sale tickets are on sale now for Billionaires with Rockets and will be available to the general public on the day of. You won't want to miss this live show as he'll be performing tracks such as Roll Up the Weed,
Told the motherfuckers got a problem, suck my balls. Told the motherfuckers ain't no problem, I can't solve.
My boo.
Anything you wanna do, I wanna go too. No, guess you ain't my boo. My boo, what you mean, my boo?
And of course, his smash hit, Bonkers, Bonkers, Insane.
Another one. Bonkers, bonkers, insane. Roll up another one. And going bonkers, bonkers, insane.
Don't wait out on this chance to see Charlotte's best experimental mumble rapper, Lil Blanky, in space.
I'ma roll a motherfucker. Another one. Bonkers, bonkers, insane.
Whiskey, whiskey, Whiskeylodeon. So, Ty, one might say this episode we're going to do is more or less fresh out the box. Stop, look, and watch.
Ready yet, get set. It's all that.
And see, in the beginning, I did mention that Ty was going to be a walking jukebox, and here we are.
Yeah, but you were talking about jingles. You didn't say I could do like intros.
I didn't. Yeah, we talk about boundaries sometimes in life, and
You gotta specify, bitch.
I know. I do have to specify, bitch. You're right. You're right. I love you, man. I'm so sorry. I promise to tuck you in at 6 p.m. tonight.
Oh.
Yes.
All right. So we are covering all that. It's Season 2, Episode 19, but if you're on Paramount Plus, that is going to be Season 2, Episode 4.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, but Paramount,
How
please.
have you not? We're like 300 weeks into this. I know it's only week 6, but might be 300.
Yeah, we are bringing you listeners, even if it's just us.
We're doing it.
We
Yes.
are doing the
Paramount.
Lord's work.
Yes.
Do we know why Paramount numbers are seasons like that? Are they not allowed to release certain episodes of all that?
So
That's a great
I
question.
don't know about all that in particular, but like if we took at Kablam, which we did a couple weeks ago, because it had so many different creators that had the rights to those different things, they couldn't actually air those episodes.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I don't know if that's the same thing with Paramount. It could very well be that they just didn't fucking care what order it went.
Yeah, yeah.
Because these are not serialized.
And something with like sketch comedy too, well, because like Kablam, if you put Kablam in the sketch comedy box, like
I would,
they all that and Kablam also have just these titles that don't necessarily, they're not linear.
Yeah.
Like if you had pick any show like Hey Arnold, which we talked about last week, very specific episode, season, Helga in the chair. Like that's the episode. Is it in the chair, in betwixt the couch?
It's Helga in betwixt the couch.
Helga in betwixt the couch. Yeah. So like that is a very specific one. But when we get into Sketchville, it's like Paramount, just do a couple things. Get specific with your nomenclature and sponsor us.
Come on, get with it.
So
Yes.
I will say, with all that, they don't actually have titles for their episodes. It's literally just season 2, episode this, and that's it.
All right.
So, anyways, summary. This kind of, I don't like when they try to summarize a sketch show because they're kind of just blandly giving the idea. So, kids use a director to demonstrate what happened during their fight, eventually hanging him from the ceiling by his feet. Super Dude State. Vital information. Teacher's Pet Wars. Everyday French with Pierre Escargot. And Repairman, man.
Didn't we agree that you're going to do Cockney for every voice from here on out?
You made that decision, and I will try that again. Kids use a director to demonstrate what's happening during the fight, eventually hanging him from the ceiling by his feet. Super Dude State, Vital Information, Teachers, Pet Wars, Everyday French with Pierre Escargot, Repairman, man.
Yeah. So there's Ty
Oh,
as a Cockney
Summarizer.
it's like someone feed me the word. Someone feed me the word. I'm gonna feed myself some whiskey, guys.
Do so.
yeah.
all that was really good with just making memorable characters.
Can I have a confession?
Go for it.
I got another confession
There he
to
is.
make.
There he is. I'm trying to. Yeah. So, do y'all remember? I don't know if I'm gonna say her name properly. Alyssa Reyes.
Alyssa Reyes.
My God, I had such a crush on her. She was just very cute in the sketches. Just the cute one, we'll call her the cute one.
Yeah.
There's always a cute one in every band.
She was the older, like kind of like She was older, one of the older ones in the cast.
Yeah.
I feel like
Brunette.
she was on. Yeah, she was on. I think after all that, she ended up doing like some soap opera, some like or some like As the World Turns kind of show or something like that.
Well, shit.
You know, she was hot.
Yeah,
man,
she's hot.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
did you guys have a crush on anybody in particular?
I think the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the hot one. No, especially like as like what were we, like 8 when
We were 8.
Yeah, when it came out. So
yeah,
anybody
It
that
was-
had like hit puberty at that point, we were like, oh my god.
I mean, was it the same for you guys? Like Saturday night, you just like the street lights dimmed,
Yeah.
or they turned off rather.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you had to go home,
Yeah,
and it was like 8 p.m.
yeah.
And it was snick time.
It was Snick.
It was Snick.
It was time to sit
That
around
was
the
it.
orange couch.
With a TV dinner, with
Absolutely.
fucking everything processed possible.
That's paradise.
Is
So,
it same for you, Ty? Oh, hold on, Kevin. How did you get a mic?
Don't worry about that.
Oh, God damn
Looks
it,
like she was in the Proud Family, especially in the Loud and Louder or Louder and Prouder series
Okay.
as La Cienega.
La Cienega.
Yeah. And then she just did a movie called Break Even
Nice.
Okay.
for 2020.
All right, Kevin. I do appreciate that.
So she played La
please-
Cienega Boulevard.
She did. You just
Yes.
met Kevin, by the way.
And I'm really
Kevin.
sorry that you had to meet him.
Yeah,
He's cool. He smells like
Don't,
Cheetos.
no.
He does.
Okay,
smell
he does smell like
Cheetos.
Cheetos.
He does smell
I
like
will
Cheetos.
give him that.
Yeah. That's his shining quality, though.
Oh.
We'll allow it. Thank you, Kevin. Now, please,
Thanks, Kev.
please make your way to the nearest. Oh, he's been gone.
Yeah, he
Okay.
finally left.
He's gone. Well, other than Elisa Reyes, I mean, obviously we had a crush on Kenan Thompson.
Oh,
Obviously.
absolutely.
Obviously.
Like, what a career that man has had.
Well, it's crazy going back and like, why? Because I remember being a kid, and when he made the jump from all that to SNL, I was like, all right, I'll watch SNL for Kenan.
Don't forget
Not-
about Snakes on a Plane right there in the middle.
Snakes on a Plane was right there. Yeah,
Yeah, a little.
Snakes
little
on a
buffer.
Plane and Fat Albert and Rocky and Bullwinkle, all those.
Oh, yeah. Was Rocky and Bullwinkle? Was Rocky and Bullwinkle? Was that Nickelodeon?
It was on. Oh shit!
Well, because Rugrats had
It was on-
a their own little Rocky and Bullwinkle spinoff within like
They
Super
did,
Meta, right?
yeah,
You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
They did. Yeah. I
There's
forgot
always
about
like that scene where they're just driving. We'll call them Rocky and Bullwinkle, and they're going, and then like the train's coming, and the cars are coming the other way, and it's
Yeah.
like, stay
Yeah.
tuned for
What's
next
gonna
week.
happen
What's gonna
next?
happen?
So I told Kevin not to say anything because fuck Kevin. Turns out Rocky and Bullwinkle started on ABC and then went to NBC, so not a Nickelodeon
So
show.
they only had
Interesting.
3 letters total
Okay.
with the resume. That's fine. Well, 6, I guess. That's
It
fine.
works.
That's fine. Well,
Before we get in, let's do a breakdown.
you want to do a little breakdown?
Yeah.
Break it down for me, baby.
So this show was created by Brian Robbins and
Brian
Michael
Ribbits.
Tollin.
Michael Ploblins.
Yes. And we got some fun facts. Y'all ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So, after filming the pilot, the show was actually shelved for several months before the then president of Nickelodeon, Geraldine Laybourne, picked it up for a full season.
Nice. Okay.
On top of that, Josh Server, who we will see in this show, has been the longest running cast member and stayed until the full cast change back in 2001.
Yep. I remember that.
In 2003, Nickelodeon held a competition, Are You All That? Nickelodeon searched for the funniest kid in America to find people to be cast members on the show.
Kind of like, did American Idol take that from them? Which came first, the Idol
I
or
think
the egg?
American Idol came first, I believe. In
Hey.
2001. Kevin!
All right. For listeners out there, Kevin, he means well. He smells like Cheetos. He isn't getting paid to do this, but we do appreciate him. We talk a lot of smack. It's hard work what he does, but God damn it, Kevin! Oh, he's just gonna go. Kevin's just gonna go. He's in here.
So American Idol started in 2002, which would make it sound like Nickelodeon took that from them.
We don't care, Kevin!
Okay. So
All right.
Nickelodeon ticket. I get it.
Yeah. Okay, Kevin.
And
Thank
that's
you.
fine.
Thank you.
But everybody stole from American Idol. You know, The
Guess,
Voice.
I
and
guess.
The Voice 2 and
Yeah.
more
No.
of The
Yeah.
Voice. You
yeah.
know,
The domino effect.
all the other ones.
My parents made me try out for American Idol.
Did they?
They did.
Nice. How
Yeah.
did that go? You were too good?
No, I wasn't. That was bad. It was a whole process. You had to wait a whole like day in line just to get paperwork.
Oh my God.
Just to get paperwork. And then you brought that back the next day and then you turned it in. And then the third day is when you actually like audition, but you're standing next to 4 other people
Yeah.
so we're recording this in Charlotte, North Carolina in the Hornets arena. So picture hundreds of people just singing.
Yeah.
Good,
Right.
bad, in between. And they're just like, go ahead, go. And they're producers. So they're not, and this isn't a knock on producers not having musical talent, but my God, they're just the worst people.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, I was just like, hey, thank you for your time. I tried to shake this guy's hand. Mind you, this is pre-COVID.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, man, no. Just put his hands up. And I was like, wow. I was like, Mom, are you happy now?
You must
Well,
have had a bad experience one
I
time.
gotta ask, man, if you were in groups of 4, did you guys start like an a cappella group?
We did. We actually first went to the barbershop to get some inspiration.
Yeah.
But the barbershop was closed because of COVID in the future.
Yeah.
It was crazy. They were like foresight.
Yeah,
It was
like,
wild.
Can't risk it.
Yeah, you can't. So I guess Nickelodeon and fucking American Idol, they shared some little Venn diagram.
They
Yeah.
collabed. Or
They
something.
go in betwixt one another.
I wish I would have I don't know. Like I wish I don't remember hearing about that contest. That would have been cool to audition for. Are You All That?
I don't remember this either.
You know what I mean?
That would have been a lot of fun. I don't remember hearing it at all. I think it was only like in small areas, like maybe Chicago.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere
A
else.
small area like Chicago.
Okay, it was a limited selection of cities. But yeah, that would have been a lot of fun.
That'd been fun.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Like I'm not gonna lie, it would have been like it was one of my dreams to be on all that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I could see both of you on all that.
They missed out.
Seriously.
You too. They missed out. They
This
missed
is
out
why
on
they're not
all the
like active
Carolina-
anymore.
Yeah. So, well, hey, if you can't get on all that, start a podcast and talk about it.
There you go. I agree.
What else is fun going on in Factville?
Well, turns out that the intro, that music that they play, is actually recorded by TLC.
yeah.
That tracks.
I didn't know that. So turns out that TLC actually loved Nickelodeon. And so the creators were like, oh, she loves us. Let's get her to record. And they did. And it's, can we talk about that introduction?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
let's.
no.
Do you guys just want to skip everything else and just talk about this for like, I don't know, y'all got like 6 hours of your day?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Baby be damned.
Yeah. Well,
They kept the intro for a long time. I mean, first of all, I mean, I knew it was TLC back then, but just it was always, it was just iconic. You know what I mean? Like 20 years from now, people can still sing the All That theme, and even after they got rid of the cast, they still kept the song. They still kept like the whole like jumping on the trampoline kind of thing because they knew what they had, and I think TLC was also like one of like the first groups of musical guests that would like perform with them at the end.
Yeah, it was actually their first one.
I
Was
forgot
it?
they
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah,
So it really was like a
sketch show.
kids version of SNL.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like they had a really, really good formula. I mean, I think it was right when SNL might have been going through some sort of I'm not sure what was going on in SNL, but it seemed like for like the time it was, it might also just because I was 8, but all that was like in the right place at the right time.
Everything was always because we were 8.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
That's just
Yeah.
gonna come with it. Yeah.
It makes sense. Just
Yeah.
makes sense.
I mean, that's when we decided to start this podcast. I think Ty and I were 8 years old, just sitting at the bus stop, smoking our vapes,
There you go.
checking our Twitter feeds, and saying like, "Hey, man, what are you doing in like, I don't know, like 25 to 26 years?"
Well, I think I was 8 when I actually kicked my brother's tooth out.
Yeah,
There you
Ty
go.
did that. Yeah, we've actually been talking about teeth a good bit on this podcast. Do you have?
How did you lose your first tooth?
Yeah.
How did I lose? Oh man, it's crazy. I just told a story yesterday about the first time I jumped off a swing and fell and landed on my face. I don't think I lost a tooth then. I think when I lost one, it was in an apple or something like that. You know, like it was wiggly for a while, And then I bit into an apple at dinner at my little like kids table with my brother and pulled it out, and the tooth came out with it. And it was kind of like anticlimactic, because it was like I've been building up for the tooth fairy, and my first tooth. I completely take that back. This is all a lie.
Oh,
This is all a lie.
I like how you're going from anticlimactic to whatever's about to happen.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
hit me, baby.
so that was my first tooth that I remember losing.
okay. That's
My
fair.
first tooth that I lost was when I was 1, and I was in daycare, and the daycare attendants weren't paying attention. I fell off a slide, and my only tooth that I had came out. So like I grew up with like the first 6-7 years of my life with this missing tooth, like at the bottom of my mouth, not knowing like what it would look like if I had like a full set of teeth.
Sean, my friend, we did it. We have proven that depending on how you lose your first front tooth depends on how neurodivergent you are.
We're like, yes, I really do think we're getting there. Like we're gonna keep we're collecting data each week, apparently.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
Add it to the database.
Yeah, like if we have a guest on here that doesn't have a good story like PJ just told or like Leia told last week, we get Kevin in here, and Kevin accidentally, I'm putting quotes, unplugs everything, and we tell our guest, hey, I'm so sorry, the podcast is canceled for the day because your tooth didn't fall out the way that we wanted it to. or
sorry, yes, and
attaboy.
we then say like, are you sure that's not just the first memory you have and not how you actually lost your first
There you
tooth?
go. Yeah.
But what happens if they're just like, yeah. Could you imagine?
All right, Kevin, unplug.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Yeah,
on this,
yeah,
on this
we-
person.
yeah. That's So we do appreciate Kevin. If you are listening, like we love Kevin deep down inside. Fuck you, Kevin. Anyway, so sorry. No, I said that because he actually threw a Cheeto at me just now. You guys saw it.
I saw it.
Yeah,
You saw
I
it.
did.
You
A
saw
crumb
it.
landed on my knee.
Are you gonna eat that?
I probably. It's already.
You did. Well, the theme song though, man. I mean, I just love it. I just love it. Like that was the thing for me when I sat down on the couch at I guess like 8 p.m. for Snick. It was all that. I mean, it was everything around Snick at night. But
Right.
if you go back, like that was the thing that you remember.
Like literally, it's just fresh out the box. Stop, look and watch. Ready yet? Get set. It's all that, and just that music hits, and your soul feels light.
It's also because it's like it's the early 90s, and in early 90s is right when hip hop first started kind of like getting to be a thing. So I think it introduced like to the mainstream a hip hop theme song that was cool for everybody to just get into. And I mean, I know we're going into it later on, but Kenan and Kel kind of kept with it by using Coolio for their intro. But yeah, like I think just the theme of just having fun, being free, where like they say it in the lyrics, stop, look and watch, sit in front of the TV, it's all that.
Right.
And the kids were like, yes, absolutely, yes, Nickelodeon, whatever you say, we'll do it.
Yeah.
That's a stark contrast. I don't know if you guys ever saw this sketch that they did called Roundhouse. Do you remember that?
Roundhouse.
No, I don't.
So
You?
Roundhouse all took place on one stage. Like it was very, very much musical sketches, and they did not have a hip hop element. I think that's why they didn't last like more than like a season or two.
Yeah.
So there's a correlation with podcasts. Podcasts need to talk about teeth
And hip hop.
and hip hop. Well, and then sketch shows need to have hip hop in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
If you don't have
Absolutely.
that, you're gonna fail.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, except for all the podcasts that I really love and all the sketch shows that I really love that don't have those elements. But that's fine. No,
That's
they're
fine.
outliers.
Outliers.
Yeah.
All of
Getting
them.
into the show, they literally start with trying to get the cast on stage, and the director's like, "Hey, where is Kel? Where is Alicia?" And they're like, "Oh, they're fighting. Why?" And so it goes up to them, and they're like, "Well, he did this, and well, she did that," and they do these things to the director. So they cover his face in whipped cream. They pour cat litter down his pants.
Literally.
Literally.
I mean, he has cat litter in his pants in this scene.
They rip his shirt, and then they tie him by rope and flip him upside down. So, in my mind, for people that had this happen to them, they are remarkably calm. Like they are not pissed at each other.
Yeah.
They just want to be heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this guy takes like a champ and goes, "Okay, please don't. All right. So I'm out in the air. What do you guys?
Oh, it's time to go, guys.
And suddenly they run off. And the guy, of course, falls down. And then we get to the introduction, and we forget all about the director ever again.
Yeah, well, I guess he's the stage manager because it really does start with the director, right? And he's sitting there with two ladies, and he's like,
That's not the director. That's
no,
Josh Server. Is he
yeah,
the,
Josh
is he playing
Server's the director, and then the stage. So the guy who got tortured just now, he's the stage manager, right? Because he's got the little headset on. He's like managing the stage.
Yep.
5 minutes, which is one less than 6 minutes, is what he says. So, but the way beginning is like it's such a great way to start it because he's like, who wants to hear more about me? I don't know if you remember that. I was just like, oh, cool. Little narcissism joke for us kiddos.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, dude, great explanation, Ty. I think that's a really good way to start off all that.
I mean, I think it was just a genius idea to begin with to like start every episode like that with the whole 5 minutes, because if you've ever been in theater, you know that you're going to hear that 10 minutes, 5 minutes, you know what I mean? And so like that just naturally kind of brings you into their world, that it's going to be a sketch show filled with zany people, because in that first sketch, they're like playing themselves. It's like, okay, here's this ragtag zany group of kids who are going to be playing these characters in the show that you're about to see. So I think they do a really good job of just setting that whole thing up. They do a good job of like by the end of like all of that, you love Kevin. You know what I mean? Like you feel bad for Kevin because, you know, he's just kind of dealing with like, it's almost like those YouTube channels where like these rich YouTube kids do all these pranks and they have like their normal parents, and they pull pranks on their parents and everything, and the parents just kind of have to deal with their shit because it's like Kevin is like the original YouTube parent.
Well said. So this intro, Ty, what does it kind of take us into from here?
So it takes us to Super Dude.
Oh,
This is
Super Dude.
Kenan rocking the best hair I've ever seen.
So perfect.
It's perfect.
So they go into an ice cream shop. He's with this cute girl who's got a teddy bear, which, okay, we'll talk about that
We'll
later.
get there.
We'll get there. We'll
Yeah.
get there. And they're trying to get ice cream, but he's like not wanting ice cream.
No.
And she's like, why don't you want ice cream? And he's just kind of playing it off. And then you get Greaser Kel.
Yeah.
Named Jack. Jack.
Toxic masculinity, Kel.
Oh yeah.
And of course, he is sitting there trying to hit on this girl. And you have Super Dude in his disguise. What was his name? Mark Kent?
Mark Kent, yeah.
And so he's sitting
Why
there
not?
like, hey, be
I don't
nice
get
to
it.
her.
Do you get it? Do you guys get it?
It's
I don't get it.
okay.
Yeah. All right, anyway.
DC, don't fire us.
Sponsor us. How have you not sponsored us by now?
We're helping you guys out.
Yeah, come on. Get together.
So anyways, you get Greaser Kel, Jack, shoving Super Dude into a bathroom. And literally, he tries to like half take off his jacket and be like, can I get a hug? And she has no interest in this guy. And then suddenly you hear cracks. And the door busts open and it's Super Dude.
Yeah.
And everyone is just super happy. I guess he's well loved, which is super happy that a black superhero is well loved.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole restaurant. Can we call an ice cream parlor a restaurant?
Yeah, restaurant.
Is a square a rectangle? I mean,
They're
so
all the same. They're all
everyone
shapes.
loves him. Everyone loves him.
Yeah.
So anyways,
I mean, why not? Look at him.
I know his hair is perfect.
It's
I'm
perfect.
a little jealous.
Like they always did a really good on Super Dude's hair. Honestly, Super Dude is the first. I mean, the reason why I even know what lactose intolerant is because of Super Dude.
Yeah.
You know, like as a kid at 8 years old, I know exactly what lactose. It means you can't eat cheese, butter, ice cream, anything that makes Super Dude weak. I watch all that. Come on, I'm a genius.
You were educated.
I'm educated now. You know,
I went to all that university.
I went to all that what was that? ATU. You know what I mean?
ATU, baby.
But it's like it's also funny because I wasn't necessarily lactose tolerant as a kid, and the older I got, the more I began like identify with Super Dude. I'm like, man, I really feel bad for him. I would really hate to have to battle, you know, the milkman or a greaser or cheese doodle or like whoever comes after me. You know?
Here's the thing about Super Dude. Super Dude was like, yes, I'm strong, but I like animals.
Oh no,
and
he
on
likes
the beach.
fluffy stuffed animals,
Yep.
soft kisses,
Yep.
and chatting on the phone long distance. Now, guys, I know we did a triangle conversation earlier. If you had to pick between a stuffed animal, soft kisses, and PJ, I'll start with you, or chatting on the phone long distance, what would you go with?
I think, I mean, probably stuffed animals. Because you can form a bond with your stuffed animals. You can give them a name. They can talk back to you, and you control what they say back to you, and they can make you feel good. So if I'm talking like, man, I'm having a really bad day, I'm feeling terrible about my life, I can make the stuffed animals like, PJ, it's okay. You're a great guy. You're a great guy. I'm
So sentimental and sweet.
Yeah.
What about you, Sean?
Well, I had this stuffed toy as a kid called Bunnikin's Bill.
Okay.
I mean, for the sake of the podcast, deep down inside, I want to give a different answer, but truth be told, it's stuffed animals.
Okay.
I've told my mom knows this, so I can say this out loud. I don't like talking on the phone. You put me on long distance, I really won't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Put me in a room with you, sure, I'll listen, I'll talk. But what was it? Soft kisses are fine. They're great.
Yeah.
They are great. But I do think that
It depends on who they're from.
it does depend on from whom they are, from whom the soft kisses
Are derived.
Yes.
Loved one, cool. A stranger.
Can I have soft kisses from my stuffed animals? Would that be acceptable?
I think so.
You could.
What are you
Softest.
thinking, Ty?
I was going with soft kisses until you guys brought stranger danger into this.
Okay, well, what about a long distance phone call with stranger danger for you?
So I actually love conversations. I love talking. So even if it's long distance, like just to feel that connected, that was just something I appreciated. So I would have either been long distance conversations or soft kisses from non-strangers.
There you go. Yeah.
But
So
like,
who would you 100% not take a soft kiss from?
any politician?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good
Good.
answer.
They do like to kiss babies.
I don't know
they?
if they have the ability to kiss soft though.
Oh, they're hard kisses.
Probably really forceful.
Yeah, that's probably why.
fake. You know.
Yeah.
Why is it always kiss a baby? I mean, a baby can't consent to
I
anything.
think we're asking the real questions
It's
here.
a power dynamic.
And okay, speaking of babies, I am in a room full of two wonderful daddies. Oh, I said daddy.
Oh yeah.
Is it time?
It is time for something that we call the Teddy Report for babies. Now, Ty, during this report, I somehow want you to wrap it up with a T-shirt that you used to have. It had something to do with a bear. And I don't want to say it now, but I want Ty. I'm giving him a prompt right now. PJ, I don't think you've heard this story.
No, I have not.
Listeners, you may have, some of you. Ty, what do we have this week on the Teddy Report? And PJ, you have children as well. I want you to jump in after Ty delivers his little punchline over here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the story that Sean's wanted me to share is when people first found out I was becoming a dad. I have a neighbor who has a gay friend, and super nice, super cool. And when I went over, like, my wife and I were just saying hi to the neighbors, and you could obviously tell that she was prego. And so, like,
It's a great sauce.
that is a great, right? And so the gay guy was like, "Oh, you gonna be a daddy?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And so my mother-in-law ended up making us these shirts, these T-shirts, matching T-shirts. So Teddy is now born, and Mama has Mama Bear. Teddy has Teddy Bear, and it's not Papa Bear, it's Daddy Bear. And I loved it because she, super conservative, super religious, didn't get the connotation of Daddy Bear. And I loved it.
That's awesome.
Like, I was able to go to gay bars and get free drinks. It was amazing. Like, hitting on gay guys and just having the power, I was like, I don't have to go home and sleep with you. It's like, women have been doing this forever, and it's amazing. And I think that's what you were wanting me to share.
That was 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very
I'm a
lucky
bear.
because I get to hear the story
I'm a
often,
daddy
but I get to, Ty is such a good storyteller that I get to hear it in a different way, where I'm on the edge of my like $20 Wayfair seat. listening, wondering how this story is gonna progress, and it always delivers, man. But what's going on with Teddy this week?
So Teddy was not sick. It's starting to get warmer. It's becoming spring, and he has postnasal drip.
It's probably summer by the time you're listening to this. It might be winter if we fucked up real bad.
It could be 2028 by the time you hear this.
Okay, so it's 2030. Blade Runner 2090. 86 has come out.
So he started coughing, and I was like, I'm trying to give him some like allergy medication. It's not really helping. So I went to the doctor and like, oh, he's actually getting stuff in his lungs. This is what we're going to call clinical pneumonia. He doesn't have it, but it could get there. So good call. I'm bringing him in. I was like, cool. So I keep him home a couple days, try to make him feel better. And we get to daycare, and they're all excited to see him. They're like, oh, we finally have you back, Teddy. And he just looks at me and goes, I'm sick. I want to go home. And I'm like, motherfucker, I've been taking care of you for 3 days. Like, I got to work. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I love you, child, but no, daddy needs some daddy time.
Yeah. So what'd you do?
I was like, he's kidding, and left. And they took his temperature. He was fine. But yeah, he tried to play that. He does that all the time. Like, sometimes he'll play. I was like, don't go, stay. I'm like, I'm not in daycare. I don't do that.
Well, and a couple weeks ago, you talked about how with his new bed, he's power hungry.
Yes. So we finally got him off. So the bed we had him sleeping on was an air mattress that he just fell in love with and wanted to sleep on. We finally got him his crib bed was all set. So we got him a new like dinosaur bedding set, and now he's all about it. And it's great. So we're able to like clean up that mattress of his room. But yeah, he has that power where it's like, hey, I wake up at 4:30 in the fucking morning. Hey, can I cuddle? And you want to be sweet. You're like, oh, I love that. But then he's like, his cold feet are against you. He's kicking. And it's like, oh my gosh, dude.
Metaphorical cold feet are okay, but cold feet actual?
Yeah, cold feet are never fun, no matter who they're coming from.
Give me your hand, PJ.
Even if it's your own cold
feet.
feet.
Yes.
Cold feet cannot tell the temperature for warm hands.
No.
Holy shit. I don't know why. That just blew my mind.
Yeah, it makes sense.
My God.
Like, I've tried to, like, when I'm, like, checking the shower, I'm like, oh, my hands are great. And then I put my feet in, and they are burning.
Yeah.
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 Wow. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Science is a motherfucker sometimes.
Science is a
But
motherfucker.
I
I think that's the T-shirt.
That's the motherfucker.
Yeah.
I buy that t-shirt.
So, PJ, you have 2 little ones.
I do. I have 2 little ones. I have a 5-year-old and one that just turned 2 a week ago, something like that.
Unless it's 2086.
And this is 2086. He turned 2 recently. This year.
In 2028.
In 2028.
Yes.
Right. He might be in college right now, but he's still 2.
Congrats.
No. So, like, you know, the first kid's cool. You know what I mean? I mean, they're both cool. But, you know, it's more of a learning lesson. So, like, if you make a mistake, you're like, okay, I know what to do on the next one. You know, kind of, I've written this one off. I can figure out what to do on number 2. The thing with Duke is, like, Duke is my oldest one. He's gonna be fine because he's scared of stuff. Which at one point he used to not be afraid of anything, but I went like 6 months without like flipping him upside down. Now he's afraid of everything, but he pretends not to be, even though he is. My youngest one, Barry, is he's gonna be a problem. You know, he's gonna be a little bit of an issue. He's like, are you gonna punish me for this? Are you actually going to do something? You know, he always gets what he wants from his grandparents and whatnot. There was a time recently where we were at my mom's house and there were like snacks around. He didn't eat. He wasn't being good. He wasn't being good, and he wanted some dessert. And I said, no, you can't have the dessert because you have been being good recently. And my mom, who is a totally different woman from when I was a kid, you know, now he gets whatever he wants. I used to get nothing, you know. And so, like, she hands him whatever I just told him that he couldn't have. And, like, on one hand, it's like, okay, it's his grandma. I get it. It's cool. I'm going to let this go. It's hard for me, but I'm going to let this go.
You shouldn't.
But when this motherfucker looks at me and waves it in my face like, yeah. Now it's a whole rap. Nah, I take this. Now you're on punishment for as long as I'm upset, son.
Here's the thing. Your mom hasn't changed. She's still shitting on you.
Yeah.
And showing preferential treatment to someone else.
Very true. Very true. That's a good observation.
This podcast is a bit of a support group.
Yeah, it is. Oh my God, I just have so many problems with my kid. He's just a bully. He's a bully. And he gets away with too much for that.
Speaking of support, going back into the episode, did you recognize one of the support people in the background?
Yeah. Who wants to say it?
For the super dude?
Yeah.
Who wants to say it?
It's like, let's hear it for Super Dude.
Who was it?
Neil Brennan.
Who was that?
Neil
Neil Brennan.
motherfucking
Oh my
Brennan.
God.
The king. So Neil Brennan,
king.
he I think the first time I ever heard of Neil was during the Chappelle show.
Yes.
Absolutely.
During the Chappelle show, Chappelle's such a good guy because Neil was only like a writer, never really wanted to be an actor. Kind of kept finding himself in sketches, but like Dave would always make it a point to bring Neil up in like some form or fashion. Like we're sitting here writing the sketches, all my black friends and my white friend Neil. I'm like, who's this Neil person he keeps talking about? And so you realize that Neil and Dave Chappelle are like pretty much best friends. Almost
Right.
like grew up, went through the whole struggle together. They did Half Baked together, where it was I think somebody called Dave Chappelle and was like, hey, we want to put you in a movie. What do you have an idea? And Dave Chappelle was like, yeah, me and Neil have an idea for movies called Half Baked. And the studio was like, cool, sounds good. We'll take it. And so he called Neil. He called Neil, was like, hey, the studio wants us to make a movie, and I told him that you were writing it. And Neil was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And so they like heard about it, and like, let's say for example, like the meeting was in October. They heard about it in January. They waited until like the night before of the meeting. And they're like, oh shit, we gotta write a movie. And they stayed up all night writing Half Baked, and that's how that got made.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But I remember recently, like 5 years ago, watching an episode of Rogan with Neil on it, and Neil was explaining how in the 90s, like him and Dave moved out to New York or LA and were struggling, and he mentioned casually that he got like a few writing jobs on All That. I was like, damn, All That? I know that show. I watched it when I was 8. It was like
Exactly 8 years old.
Exactly 8 years old. And I think after that moment happened, at some point we watched the episode of Super Dude. And I'm like, yo, that's Neil Brennan in the background looking like a 1993
and
90s
the way
dude.
he says,
He looks like he's in like the Hanson Brothers.
Yeah,
band.
he's the fourth Hanson brother.
he is the fourth or the fifth.
Or the fifth.
He's the cousin.
On our ScrewUpTV episode, I think we should do a Hanson for no reason.
For no
no
reason.
reason. I mean, because the episode is for no reason. But Neil Brennan, the way he delivers, he says, "Let's hear it for Super Dude," and like I don't want to say it too loud for the mic to clip, but there is the way he says SUP.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's
a harmony that didn't have a melody.
It was his one line.
He nailed it.
It was almost as if they asked him not to, like he wasn't originally chosen for that role. And then they were like, Neil Travis didn't show up. Can you please stand in?
Travis, man. Travis never shows up for his gigs.
And you wrote it, Neil. So go ahead and say your line. And Neil probably thought, man, I got to say this line that I originally thought was stupid, so I'm going to say my line, and it worked out for him.
It did. It kept his very sarcastic tone because it was very much, let's hear it up for Super Dude.
All right, that was way better than I should have. Why did I even say it? I'm not going to edit it out.
Okay.
But
well, thank you for that compliment,
was
but yours was
beautiful.
also really good. And you were holding back. You were holding yourself back. You have it in you.
it's in me.
It is.
Yeah, it's deep in me.
And speaking of what's in Super Dude, he is lactose intolerant.
What's in Super Dude time?
What's in Super Dude?
On this week.
What's in Super
What's in
Dude?
Super Dude?
But yeah, so you have the villain, the milkman, who is dressed up as a drag. And I gotta admit, looked pretty good in drag.
Could have fooled me.
Yeah. Like, I want to go ahead and say it. If you're a super villain, try drag.
Try it.
Try it.
I think you make some extra money.
Don't knock it. Yeah.
Try things.
Try
You
things.
might give him villainy. You know, you might give up the whole
Stop putting
career.
yourself in a box.
You know,
Yeah, your mustache isn't
there's more
fooling
to you.
anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when you find out, again, Super Dude is lactose intolerant, which is when I first learned about it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when a lot of kids learned about
My
it.
God,
Yeah.
I think I did too.
It was such a big word. You know, be like, what is that?
Lactose intolerant, he can't have ice cream? Oh, and
Oh
you
my
feel
God.
so bad for him. Like, you feel for Super Dude.
As a kid, yeah.
I was a kid because ice cream is
Everything.
Life.
at
Yeah.
least amongst the top 8. We'll say 8
Yeah.
for 8 years
I'll
old.
kidnap a teacher for some ice cream at like in the first grade. I'm like, what do you want for the ice cream? I'll do whatever you want.
We did kidnap a teacher, PJ.
Oh.
In middle school.
Of course we did.
What would you
Yeah.
do for a Klondike bar?
Oh, so
But
many
we're off the
things.
hook.
So many things.
The
many
statute of
things.
limitations has
Would you
passed.
like to see my list?
Right. What have I done for a Klondike bar? That's a real question.
We're the best, baby. So Super Dude gets hit with ice cream, and Penny goes to save him, and then gets clobbered with ice cream.
Yeah.
And Super Dude, of course, is fucking pissed because he likes Penny.
Yeah.
So not only does he point, like he does the whole point thing like he did with Cal, where it's like it's almost like he's fingering him, which sounds wrong.
Yeah.
That's not what I mean, pervert.
Can I?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. This is an interjection. So,
We love those.
do y'all remember Animaniacs?
Oh,
Yes.
So Animaniacs, every single time they would do an adult joke, Yakko would always say, "Good night, folks." And so on one episode, they were being like detectives, and Yakko was like, "I need to find some fingerprints." And then Dot was like, "Got it." And like 5 minutes later, she shows up with like Prince, like the pop star, and she was like, or she thought Yakko meant he wanted her to fingerprints.
Oh,
Oh my God.
And Yakko was like, "Oh, good night, folks." Anyway, sorry, let's go back.
And I'm gonna continue your tangent.
Absolutely.
Let's put a little ellipsis betwixt us.
Absolutely.
And are the Animaniacs just the fucked up version of the hyenas from Lion King? Just gonna leave that there for you guys.
Like that.
I'm going to
like
say
that.
the meta version of the hyenas.
Yeah.
You choose your adjective.
Fine.
Hey, I've been drinking this drink you made me, man. Both of them. Again, just like we have to do reminders every hour. We are drinking heavily,
Absolutely.
except for Ty right now.
What? This is my second drink.
Oh yeah, he's got the laptop blocking. So earlier he reached for. We were doing like a pre-podcast cheers, and he reaches over and. Basically, from my point of view, I see his laptop, and then I see our, we'll call it a pitcher, like a smoothie's worth of blend. And I'm like, he is about to go full throttle. And then here I am doubting him because, Ty, I just want you to forgive me.
I forgive you.
You forgive me?
I forgive you.
I love you, buddy.
I love you,
You know what? Every episode, there's going to be just more love and love.
as it needs to be.
Yes. Hey, thanks for being our gay best friend.
Aww.
Oh.
So Super Dude, he points, he bashes, and then he flings the milkman into the ceiling. And then they go to Penny. He's like, "Penny, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Are you okay?" And she's like, "No, I prefer chocolate." Like, holy shit! Like, I didn't get those references as a kid. As an adult,
They're all there.
I don't get it.
they're all.
The best art of making kids
Sean,
shows
be whiter.
is making it for everybody.
Be whiter. I can't. I'm already Canadian. You know this. You know this. Actually, it's been a few podcasts since Ty has called me out for my Canadianisms.
There you go.
I'm just waiting.
Is there like a counter? Like how many
No,
days
he's got a build up. I know he has a build up. He's got he's got a little clicky device in his
What
pocket
will
somewhere.
happen is
Yeah.
he'll bring up something like, "Oh, do you remember bocce ball? Did you ever hear bocce ball?"
I've not.
Cool, thank you. So I was like, "Is that a Canada thing?" And he was like, "What?"
Is it a Canada thing?
No, it's just it's. Well,
So,
like
please, again,
comment below or above or to the side or to the other side. Would you like us to play bocce ball while recording a podcast?
oh man.
So that's kind of how this the sketch isn't quite over yet, right? So
well, what am I missing? Because when she says chocolate, that's usually when they.
did we say the milkman gets defeated? Like
Yeah, he
verbatim?
gets thrown up in the ceiling.
He's in the ceiling.
He's in the ceiling.
He stays there for eternity and then becomes Thanos, I think.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that's- yeah.
the
science.
next sketch is Vital Information with Lori Beth Denberg, and
Real quick, Ty. you and I talked about not talking about this, but before the episode, you mentioned a couple things that I think really validate us needing to talk about it.
Yeah.
And
So
before we go there, do you remember vital information?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Tell us your feelings about vital information.
So I remember it being a very it was a very memorable sketch. You know what I mean? Where like, I mean, honestly, I just remember it being her going back and saying random things for everyday life. I think the main one I remember without watching an episode was the Macarena one, where she was like, she turns to the camera, "Hey Macarena, Macarena, Macarena. Hey Macarena, Macarena, Macarena. Man, I hate the Macarena." And that was that.
That was a sketch?
It was one of
That was on vital information.
But it tracks.
Absolutely.
And so Ty, you and I were talking about like what if we don't talk about this sketch? And what did you tell me before we started today?
So I actually found out that Lori Beth Dingberg, this was her least favorite sketch. Like she did not like doing this sketch.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It kind of worked because like I felt like her character hated her job, but like
Interesting.
That's an interesting take.
yeah, because like if you look at it, because even in the man, I hate the Macarena, Macarena, and she would like look frustrated. But some of it might have been real frustration. Now that you mentioned that, she looked like she hated her job. But yeah,
Well, maybe, I mean, like, PJ, you're an actor. You pull a piece of yourself into the character every time. Maybe she just put a lot of herself into that character and said, you know what? This isn't even acting at this point.
it worked. Why didn't she like the sketch?
I mean, we personally didn't like this sketch.
Yeah. Say it. Say more conviction, Ty. Come on.
Yeah,
We didn't like this sketch.
absolutely.
It just seems so almost like hacky, you know? Like, I know
Yeah.
you come from a comedy
hokey.
background, so
Yeah.
I know like hacky just
I think
It's
the older
cringy.
I've got, you know, and especially looking at SNL, I think it was their Weekend Update, their version of Weekend Update.
it was absolutely a parody on Weekend Update.
Absolutely, you know, and like I can see it. There was no like specific standout episode that it was almost like, and I don't know if this is a fair comparison because the older I got, the more I appreciated
Can we call it comparison?
this sketch comparison. Like the Prometheus and Bob sketch in Kablam.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
You know what I
sweet
mean?
man.
Like I think I like that the older I got. You know what I mean? Where it was like it wasn't necessarily like a kid sketch, but it was so smart. You know, and I'm sure if we go back to look at some of those vital informations, some of them were kind of silly, but it seemed like a kind of throwaway sketch, but had highlights. It was memorable. Like I'll always remember all that for having vital information. But like as far as like specific moments and whatnot, you know, I can't other than the Macarena one, I can't bring anyone up. I was saying for Prometheus Bob, which again, my son is watching that now. And it's funny to watch. Like Prometheus Bob is my son's favorite sketch in Kablam, which blows me away.
Can we get your sons and Ty? Can we get Teddy, your son, together to watch Prometheus and Bob and just get their take on it?
Just
That-
laughter.
I mean, like
I'm
we
for
do
that.
the Teddy
Yeah.
report every week. Like, what if
he was
What
one
if
of the
that's-
anchors?
It'd be
that's
fun.
it? We just get their opinions of it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, just talk about it. So, what's good about this is that I think in the next sketch is the teacher's pet.
Yeah, teacher's
and
pet
I
wars.
think it really redeems like the last. It's like we didn't
brings
love
it
it,
back.
but it brings it back.
Yes. So we have Teacher's Pet Wars. We have Bradley, who likes Miss Fingerly. What is with
Where do we want to go with this?
all that with fingers? Like they're all about fingering, Fingerly. Like they got some stuff going on. This show was a lot more sexual than I remember it
It was
being.
the 90s. It was
the
the
90s.
90s.
90s
I
was
feel
a very sexual
I
time.
mean, if you think about it, Ren and Stimpy. I remember like Ren and Stimpy originally came on Nickelodeon, and then when they moved it to MTV or Spike TV, they're like, here's the adult version of Ren and Stimpy. And when I watched at least the first episode of the Spike TV adult version, it was the exact same episode from the Nickelodeon version that we watched as kids. There was no difference. You know what I mean? So like, I think Miss Fingerly, you know, Principal Pen Pal and all that stuff. It was, a lot of those kind of crude kind of humor jokes where it was like, we're free, we can say what the fuck we want to and be kind of crude and like and edgy. I feel like early 90s was a lot about like edge, you know, like Bart Simpson, you know. You have Michelangelo on, but I was like Raphael.
Yeah, so Ty's wearing a
you know
wonderful.
what
Ty, so last week we talked about Ty's T-shirts. He was wearing an owl that said "Whom,"
I mean? Nice.
and today it's Michelangelo.
Michelangelo's pizza.
himself. Yeah, who the best, if not the greatest, of all Ninja Turtles. Fight me.
Concur.
Pizzeria with a lovely little checkered, red checkered background.
Yeah. Have you heard the knock joke, the grammar one?
Ooh,
Knock.
No, please tell.
Knock.
whom's there?
There you go. It's pretty much that. Yeah. So.
Oh no! Did I ruin it?
A little bit.
Oh,
So,
I was doing that for only for callback's sake.
So so knock.
Who's there?
To
Who?
whom?
Oh,
You're supposed to say to who? To whom?
this is so out of order, and I'm going. If it's can I go on a tangent?
Go ahead.
Do I have your permission, Ty?
I mean, you don't need my.
I do need your permission.
You have my consent.
You have my consent.
Hashtag consent.
So a couple things. We're gonna breeze through these next couple of sketches so that we can get to Kenan and Cal. I do want to ask. So PJ, like we did a little introduction for you earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know two things. Did we miss anything? And why was it the job that you had selling dick pills?
Okay. Yeah. So since I grew up watching, you know, shows like All That and Kenan and Kel and striving to be in the entertainment business, as one does, I eventually moved to the land of angels, city of angels, Los Angeles, LA, to be a big time star. You know, a few years into it, I wasn't quite a big time star. I was selling dick pills, male enhancement pills, penis pills. For those of you who don't know what those are.
Was this door to door or on the phone?
This was on the phone.
Could I be like a phone caller? Or actually, here, Ty, can you be a phone caller?
Okay.
We're both on the phone.
Okay, cool.
We both need it. It's like a 3-way phone call.
Absolutely. I don't.
Is this okay? We're talking about this?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And because you've done some stand up on this.
Yeah. No. One of my first stand up bits used to like start off flat with like, "Hey, y'all doing? What's up? So my name's Peter Barnes. I used to sell dick pills for a living. You know, just to let people know."
It's a
right
really
off
good intro. It's a really good
what
intro.
they're getting into. Yeah.
All right. So I don't know how this would go, but so Ty,
So I imagine this is very much people are calling you. You're not calling people.
We
Actually,
would call people.
you call people.
you should call. Okay.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
so
Bring
for
us up.
whatever reason, Ty and I's phones are we're strangers. You and I, Ty.
Okay.
We don't know each other, but PJ calls us. PJ calls you, and my line is tethered to you. And PJ, you dial in.
Hello. I'm calling Ty.
You're calling Ty.
Hey. Is this Ty?
Yeah. Who's
No,
this?
this is Sean.
Hey, Ty. Hey, Sean. How y'all doing?
hi,
Who's this?
Sean.
Who's Ty?
I'm Ty.
This is
Ty.
this is Jerome. Hey, look. I recently. So
That seems kind of fake. Is your name really Jerome?
No, my name is definitely Jerome Geronimo. I was looking at your account and I saw that last year you purchased a whole bunch of male enhancement pills, a whole bunch of dick pills.
I think you have the right number, the wrong number.
No.
He's got the right number. Keep
This
talking,
is it.
Jerome
This is it.
Geronimo.
Look, I got you guys. You guys got these pills, and I know they were faulty. I got it. That company is now defunct in jail.
How did you know they were faulty?
Don't worry about that.
Wait.
We have the pills for you. We have the pills. If you
How do you
want,
know they're going to work for me?
they work for everybody.
What are they?
They're pills that enlarge your girth of your penis. They make you last longer, and there's permanent length added to your pick your penis. I almost said pick, like pick penis and dick.
Well,
Honey, he says I make my girth permanent.
Sir,
Okay, you should get the pills, honey.
let's not tell us to your wife. You know, she
Oh,
might be
shit. I don't have a wife.
a little suspicious.
just myself. But was it Tyler?
Ty.
It's Ty. Yeah.
Ty. I don't know you. I've always had girth problems. So
If you take our pills,
are you?
Mine's a grower, not a shower. So
Yeah.
if it could be a shower.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. Well, look, if you take our stuff after 6 months of taking our stuff, you're gonna finally start to feel a difference, you know. And if not, just keep on taking them for another year or so until you do. You know, we do have fast-acting pills to work in between. But
Now, Jerome, I've always wanted to be able to go by the nickname. It's like my porn star, country star name, Girth Brooks.
Girth Brooks.
Do you think that after I take these, what'd you call them, penis pills?
Yeah.
Dick pills?
Dick
do you
pills,
think
penis
this would make me live up to that?
I think after you take these pills, you'll probably get at least another 1.2 million followers on Instagram.
Wow. Great. I'm going to give you my credit card information here in a second. Tyler?
Now, please make sure you do
Ty?
because my
It's Ty.
It's Ty. Will you, hey, let me give you my number. You can text me sometime.
All right,
Yes,
cool. Let's do that. So I'm going to just ask this because gas prices are getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is taking these dick pills going to help me pay for this gas? Like, can I join OnlyFans now?
Here's the thing.
Tell me the thing.
Paying for these dick pills are going to help me pay for this gas. Me, myself, I have to gather around my family at night and pray for your penis. I pray for your dick around my kids and say, I hope that Ty and Sean get a bigger penis so I can feed my family.
Now, I don't love the line, pray for my dick around your kids. But I know in the spirit of this, what you're saying.
Yeah. It's all positive intentions only.
Well, that's great. I actually just texted my new friend Ty my credit card and my social and my list of fears, just
Absolutely.
so he had it all labeled in there.
Sounds good.
Ty, did you want to say anything about this?
I'm excited to try OnlyFans now. Like, I feel like this gives me that hope that I can make a lot of money.
I'll be your first contributor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be my first sub.
Your first sub. Absolutely. I got you. I'm going to be on every
beautiful.
single day that you share anything.
And I don't have an OnlyFans, but I do make some pastries. It's OnlyFlans. And if you will support me, please do.
We'll do what we can.
Please do.
You got to show some skin, though.
Excellent. And
I'm sold.
I'm sold, man. Wow.
Well,
We have no segue.
Oui. Okay.
Oui.
I thought you were going to.
we actually do have a
Pierre.
segue
Oh,
with
oui,
we.
oui.
We have
Yeah.
Pierre Escargot.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I took
Pierre, yes,
I
cargo.
took like beginner French like 4 times, you know, so I can talk to a French toddler. You know, okay, he might get me, but rewatching this, I was listening. I was like, oh shit, that's actually it's French. He's actually kind of doing French. You know, it's real French that he's translating.
It's real French?
It's real French.
Okay, I never knew.
Just through my basic knowledge of French, I took beginner French 4 times. And from what they were saying, I was like, I understand what they're saying before he says it. I know the word sister should be in here somewhere. I know it's from, and then he says it, and I'm like, oh my God. So back as a kid, I thought he was kind of.
Are you still good with your French?
Am I still good? No. So here's the thing. In French, I learned. Here's what I learned. I learned. What did I learn? I didn't learn it. It's gone. I learned. Je ne sais pas. Je ne sais pas.
I don't know.
Exactly. It's what got me out of a lot of questions. So I was like, je ne sais pas, je ne sais pas. Because the teacher didn't care whether or not we knew if we could answer in French. That's what she cared about. But what she didn't know is I'm going to find one answer in French that I can kind of use for a lot of situations. But like, almost... No, I don't know a lot of good French. If I would have to take
phrase
French.
I know is omelette du fromage.
Omelette du
Is that you smell like cheese?
No,
No.
it's the French. It's cheese omelet.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
From Dexter's Laboratory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Laboratory.
You know,
Laboratory is what I was going to
Yes.
say.
after that episode, so sometimes I used to like listen to like CDs and albums like before I went to sleep.
For those of you listening, a CD or an album is a physical media disc that you
Yes.
put into a physical piece of hardware that will play the music back to you, not necessarily through AirPods.
Very important. Very important. These would just go through headphones. I could only listen to the amount of tracks that were on the CD, which amplified my fear after watching that episode because I was like, I don't want to wake up the next morning only singing like Ludacris or Jay-Z lyrics and not knowing how to talk because in Dexter, his record player got skipped and he kept saying omelette du fromage over and over again. So that's all.
Have y'all ever done that? Like listen to anything through sleep and try to absorb it?
No.
Doesn't work.
Damn it, it's not working.
I try listening to like dick
my
pill
brain.
commercials and nothing helps.
Same,
There you
dude.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
there
never
you
going to
go.
be the country star I wanted to be. Well, I know we want to get to Kenan and Kel. Ty, I want to challenge you.
Challenge me.
Can you do a lightning round of Teacher's Pet and let's do Pierre Escargot? And is that it for all that?
Well, we already covered Pierre Escargot. So we have Teacher's Pet, and then we have Repairman.
All right. It's going to be Ty. You have the spotlight, my man.
All right. How much time do I got?
1 sec. No, you I'm not going to give you a limit. Just I just want to hear a little monologue from you, man.
All right, let's do it. All right. So, Teacher's Pet. I want to give myself 60 seconds. In fact, let me put on a little timer.
I got you over here.
All right, give me 60 seconds.
I will have Jerome. Jerome? Are you on the line?
Jerome, yeah, what's going on?
I want to have you call in the moment that Ty needs to wrap up his synopsis.
Alrighty.
So right now we're at 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so we have the Teacher's Pet Wars. We got Bradley, who likes Miss Fingerly, and he knows that teachers love fruits, and he brings her an apple. But now he's got competition. He's got Robert, who's played by Cal, comes in and takes us to the max. Not only does the black guy's apples are bigger than the white guy's apples, but he brings a whole apple tree. Not only that, Bradley's trying to give her a massage, but Robert brings in Gunther, the masseuse. This is a lot more sexual than I remember. Anyway, so Bradley tries to make music, and Robert has an entire orchestra from his violin. Robert is choking the teacher, and calls the cops on Bradley. Oh, no. Robert saves the choking teacher and calls the cops on Bradley. Anyways, that escalated quickly. Here we go. Now we got Repairman. Parents rented the smelly little princess. So whatever damages comes, y'all fucking deserved it, because why'd you get that movie? Anyways, Repairman ends up breaking the TV, the VCR, the table, the lamp, and Grandma's leg. Grandma actually broke her leg when she fell off a motorcycle. And done.
All right. That's about a minute.
Wow. Jerome, I know we had you on the line. You had about 3 seconds left till we were going to call you in, but I do have to ask you to go hang out with Kevin in the green room.
So, Kevin, how you doing?
Don't talk to him.
Beautiful. Well, what do you say we do we have another sponsor today?
Oh, yeah, we have.
So you thought you could move to Hollywood and break into the industry with your acting talent alone. But now you're realizing there's a bit more to it than you thought. That's okay. You can still live your dream by helping yourself with Inbigonate. Inbigonate is Hollywood's premier penis enlargement pill. As you work your way into the industry you've longed for, join a family of like-minded individuals who are spreading the joy and the girth around. Inbigonate can help alleviate your feelings of inadequacy or even launch your new career as a content creator for OnlyFans. Either way, let Inbigonate help you reach for the stars instead of the lotion. Inbigonate, helping growers become showers. Whiskeylodeon. 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 Well, PJ, speaking of dick pills, this episode is about telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we have Kenan and Kel episode, season 1, episode 3, I think. Yes,
Apparently.
Telepathy. It's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah. Sponsor?
Yeah, please sponsor us. So, just quick summary. Kel is saying stuff that makes everyone think he's psychic, and Kenan sees how he can make some money.
How is this an opportunity for me, right?
Right.
Yes.
So, just a quick breakdown, some fun facts. This show was created by Kim Bass, who has actually worked on All That, I believe. And so, some fun facts. The show was originally going to be called Me and My Homeboy, which, the fuck. I'm glad they changed it.
It sounds
It does, yeah.
It does sound 90s.
Still trying to keep with it, you know?
So the producers, who are also the ones that created All That, they created this show with Kim Bass just because they saw how much chemistry Kenan and Kel had on All That. So that was absolutely spawned. On top of which, the dad, Ken Foray.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all know who that motherfucker is?
He's a theatrical actor, right?
I mean, sure, but he plays Peter in Dawn of the Dead.
Oh shit.
He's a zombie killer.
That's fucking funny.
Like that just
He's really good.
Wow.
He's really good.
He's fantastic.
He's fantastic.
He's the quintessential dad that I do not want to disobey.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
But also a sweetheart. Like
he's a sweetheart
has
to
all the-
Kenan, but to Cal, he is.
No.
The looks he gives that
But that's
boy.
the thing. Your dad can do that to like your dad can do that to you. But if you're just the friend of someone that's their dad, oh dude, you are fucking up hard. If someone else's dad is yelling at you.
Did y'all ever have like a friend's dad look at you like, who the fuck is this guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Vice versa.
No, but I did have.
Is no but the opposite
a
of yes
woman,
and?
like a girl I was dating. I went to go pick her up, and the dad looked at me like that.
Oh, no.
Like I knocked on the door to pick her up. This was in high school, and the dad answered the door. And he goes, "Who the fuck are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm Ty. I'm here to like take your daughter on a date." He goes, "Oh, you're Ty," and like I'm completely like wigged out about this. So like we go on the date and it's fine. I bring her back home and I was like, "Your dad was being really weird." And she calls me the next day. Apparently, when he heard Ty, he thought I was supposed to be Asian. And I'm not Asian.
That's hilarious. So honestly, like she probably said, "Dad, this is a guy at school. He's Thai." And he was like, "Oh man, how do I deal with this situation?" And then he was expecting this Asian kid. So when this white kid showed up, he's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
It's actually funny because Thai just seems to be so racially ambiguous.
Yeah.
Like my wife was working at like some retail clothes store, and we had just gotten engaged. And so her friends, this black girl named Tiffany, I believe is her name, was like, "Oh, you just got engaged?" Like, "Yeah, I just got engaged to my boyfriend Ty." He's like, "Oh, you dating a brother?"
Yeah. It's because Ty can be either
Tyrone.
like for Tyler or Tyshawn or Tyrone, you know. So,
Lots of suffixes. That's it. That's the whiskey.
Yep.
suffixes.
I know what to do in this moment. It will be leaning back slowly, then you can't hear me.
That's funny though.
But yeah, we got to get into this show because honestly, we love the intro for all that. We love this fucking intro for Kenan and Cal. Like, yes, it's done by Coolio. He actually directed that video.
Did he?
Yeah,
That's
he
dope.
directed that introduction.
That's dope.
That was his
Please
introduction.
never make
that was
me
his,
pick a favorite
that was
intro
his
between those two.
directorial
Yeah.
debut.
Don't ask me like, hey, do you like all that intro or Kenan and Kel intro better?
Yeah, I agree.
They're neck and neck. They're A1 and A2.
Thank you.
I agree.
Yeah.
And so, of course, we start off. Kenan and Kel are introduced into this live audience. Like, hey, this is Kenan and Kel. This is how I got the name. Which I'm shocked, and I'm kind of like, I wish they would have brought up like, hey, the show was going to be called Me and My Homeboy, and like, that's just.
I feel like if it was made now, they would have brought that up. You know
fair
what I mean?
enough. They would have been a little more meta.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as they're talking, Cal's like, hey, Cal, or Kenan, can you take like 5 steps back? And Kenan's like, why? Just do it. Okay. And then a rock falls from the ceiling. And it's like, what? How? Like, how'd you know about that rock? It's like, I didn't. I just felt it. And Kenan, they portray Kenan in this show as like super greedy and like scheming.
He's a schemer.
He's a schemer.
Yeah. He's the Eddie of the show.
And he's got
from
the
Eddie and
palm rubbing together kind of like creepy fingers.
He's the Eddie to the
we're back-
Eds.
see,
I
fingers. We're
love
back.
that.
We're
We're back to the fingering.
We're back to the fingering
Back to his
of
fingering.
oneself. If you can't know thyself,
Can't
finger
yourself.
oneself.
You
Confucius.
really know yourself?
No, that's not even Confucius. I'm fucking up my philosophers. Facetious.
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 Tychicus.
Oh,
He's in the Bible. He was actually one of the Ephesians, I believe.
you were in the Bible?
Shh.
So
So we start the show, and we got.
hold on, but how does
Oh.
this show start? 3 words. 4 words, maybe.
Oh,
here it goes.
Yeah.
Here it
Yeah.
goes.
Yep.
You're right. You're
It's,
right.
it's crazy because like
That was a catchphrase.
It was.
the last time we were watching Kenan and Kel regularly was when it was probably on regularly. So like we remember
Profound.
we remember like the final seasons probably more than the beginning ones. So like you can tell like in the first season like he was just like, oh, here it goes, but like by like season 3 he was like, oh, here it is. And it was like a whole different thing, you know. And like by season 3 Kenan was like, all right, Kel, make sure you get me a raccoon, a jar of peanut butter, and a leaf blower, and go off. And so like season 1 was kind of fun because it was like them finding their chemistry apart from like all that chemistry, you know, and so like taking like what got them to like Kenan and Kel from all that, and then kind of like changing that into like whatever, like what the show would end up being, because like Kenan wasn't necessarily always the like
Straight
the schemer, the green, exactly,
Sure,
like
yeah.
on all that, but in Kenan and Kel, they were like, okay, Kel is the goof, you know, Kenan, you seem like you can get mad well, so let's go ahead and pair it back, pair with each other.
I'm going to go ahead and say you brought up a raccoon.
Yeah.
And like literally at the end of this episode, they bring up a raccoon and some fruit juice.
Yeah.
And
that's how, yeah.
And Kel's like, I don't think raccoons drink fruit juice.
Yeah. It's great.
Speaking of juice, did you guys drink a shit ton of orange soda?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about stocks, but I have to imagine that in the 90s, the orange soda stock
Went up.
just skyrocketed.
I don't know
for a
why
while.
somebody didn't capitalize on just branding their soda orange soda as opposed to like Sunkist. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call this orange soda for the next 5 years.
Or like Kel's
Longest.
Love, or like
Yeah.
anything. Like
Have
just-
Kel as your spokesperson.
Yeah.
That was a missed
it was
opportunity.
a huge missed
I
opportunity.
mean, it didn't matter for us because
Yeah.
we consumed it
Regardless.
probably every Saturday night as
we-
8-year-olds.
Are we too old to be drinking orange soda anymore?
At this point, I think because we don't know what it is. Like, I think at this point we're like,
We actually don't
like-
know what
like-
it is.
Like we start questioning
It's
like what's
for
in these
health
drinks.
reasons.
When
Can't
you
drink this
say
anymore.
orange,
orange,
and when
That's
you
not like
say
a
soda,
property of a
what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Do you remember when they tried to sell? It's like, oh, this orange soda has 5% juice. It's like just 5.
Just 5. What else is in there?
Why are you advertising this percentage on here? This is
No
not-
one else has real orange
Yeah.
juice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I drank a lot of orange soda as a kid.
I think so. I think a lot,
was a
and
good
probably
time.
mostly because of Kel. You know,
Yeah.
'cause
Yes.
he made
Thank
it
you,
such
Kel.
a
Like that phrase, and we'll get to it when it gets there. Oh, that phrase. That's what I see when I think of Kenan and Kel is that
Yeah.
phrase.
yeah.
Sure.
But anyway, so we start off. It's game night, and they're playing games. Mom, dad, the little sister, and it looks like an off-brand of Monopoly.
Yeah.
Off Napoli.
Off Monopoly. Okay,
You never played
we'll
it?
take that. No, is that a Canada thing?
Yes. Sorry.
Monopoly.
Canopoli. Maple
So,
Latte.
anyways, it's Kenan's turn. They run in, and Cal brings in all this stuff. He brings snacks, and he gives the mom this diet. Says like, "Oh, because I know you're trying to diet." And the death stare she gives that boy,
No.
and then she like snaps out of it. Like she looks at him like, "The fuck you just say?" So they're like, "How'd you know I was trying to diet?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's actually, honestly, because we're gonna come back to all of this. That's the only one that doesn't get explained. Everything else is like, "Oh, how'd you know this?" He goes, "Oh, this happened." He never explains how he knew that the mom was trying to diet.
Good point.
Kel
Yeah.
might have a
Catch.
power.
Yeah.
Kel might have a power.
So anyways, he ends up bringing up the dad's losing. It's, oh, he's just mad because he has 3 cavities. How'd you know? Oh, hey, the phone's about to ring. Oh, hey, that's probably Claire Montford? What was the name? Claire Mintel. That's what it was. Like all
I like
these
the
things.
first name you said. Claire Montford.
Fair enough.
Claire Montford, if you're out there.
that was also a missed opportunity. They should have had her last name be Voyant.
Oh.
See, this is why you should have been a writer on the show.
Sorry.
Is
Neil,
there
come
still
on,
time?
Get it together.
Yeah, Neil, I know you're listening. Please sponsor us. Neil, I know you're listening. Come on.
Come on.
Get us on there.
Rewrite the episode. That specific.
There's still time.
Get them back together.
Time is always. There's still always time.
And then finally, Cal ends up mentioning Naomi, Kenan's crush. And Kenan is like his eyes
Yeah.
deer in the headlights, just like, how the fuck did you know?
Yep.
And it's all like super creepy. Like the dad's sitting there is like, I don't like you any more than I already did not like you. But now it's weird. You're making it weird.
Isn't
Now
it weird
you-
that, I mean, like, how authentic, like, we're, again, a rewatch podcast as adults. Someone finds out that you like them. It's not really a big deal in our adulthood. It's like, yeah, I do. But as teens or as, gosh, no, 8-year-olds,
Yeah.
we're going back to 8. It's always 8 here.
Always 8.
As an 8-year-old, it's like, oh, no, they cannot know that.
And I know.
They cannot know.
can
I know
be made
that
fun
Kenan
of.
and Kel were not 8 in this.
Yeah.
But still, like even in high school, that's something you're like, ugh.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, they can't know.
So
Like,
Kenan is absolutely shooken.
He's kind of mortified.
He's mortified, but he's also just like shooken because everyone else felt the same thing. So not only is that happening, he ends up talking to the manager of the store he works at. I think his name is Chris. I think is his name.
Chris, yeah.
Yeah.
But regardless, he said, I was like, man, that's super weird. Like, haven't you just noticed that Kel's been super weird? And of course, Kel comes in. He's got his orange soda. Who loves orange soda? Kel loves orange soda. Is it true? Mm-hmm. I do. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that's.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we harmonized that. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. And of course, Chris was like, not any weirder than he normally is. And so he goes, I was like, all right, Cal, tell me something about myself. He goes, oh, well, you have nightmares about giant bunnies chasing you. And the manager just plays it cool. He goes, I'll be right back. Goes to Kenan. Is like, what the fuck? How did he know? and suddenly, like, Kel's like, all right, Kenan's like, all right, I got to find out. Pulls Kel away and then turns to the manager, his boss, starts some shit. He goes, look, a giant bunny. Freaks the guy out. But it's like, man, when you start roasting the boss,
Yeah.
that can fire your ass.
So,
You said roast and fire in the same sentence. Well done.
Roasting on an open fire.
Roast you.
This is airing during Christmas time, actually. So.
And 2030.
Yeah, we fucked up somewhere.
Sorry, guys.
It's not May or June.
I have a question. So,
Yes.
obviously, I feel like as kids, when we were all 8, watching,
We were only ever
we were
8.
only 8, and then we became adults after that.
That's how it goes.
But while watching all that, Kenan and Kel, I feel like we were all on the same page. Like, if anybody's going to make it, it's going to be Kel. Kel seems like the funny slapstick kind of guy, the goofy guy. This is the one that's going to make it. We saw that it didn't work out that way. Kenan ended up on SNL. Kel auditioned for SNL.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't make it. I think because of his manicus, looking back on it, can you see why Kenan continued his career as opposed to Kel?
Ty, do you want to take this one?
I mean, Kel still had a career. It just didn't take off as much as Kenan did.
Right.
And the reason why Kenan did was because of Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
And so I absolutely do remember when they both auditioned, but only Kenan got it.
Yeah.
And they ended up having like a segment where they had a reunion doing Good Burger.
I saw that.
And
really good.
that brought so much joy to
Was Josh Silver in
millions.
that? I feel like he might have popped up. Maybe.
He wasn't
Honestly-
the Mondo Burger guy, was he?
No.
No.
No,
Like, here's the
no.
thing.
He
Josh
would have played a
Server,
great
played-
Mondo Burger guy.
Josh,
I feel
we
like he played
loved
a
you
weird
and
girl-
all that.
Weird guy, yeah.
but you didn't stay in our minds like Kenan and Kel did.
No.
No.
Josh Server, honestly, I feel like other than the Kenan and Kel, might have been the funniest person on all that.
He was,
He was.
but he was a white kid that looked like every other white kid.
Yeah.
Because white people all look the same. Like, I'm surprised you haven't called me Sean yet.
Have you been to Canada yet?
Canada.
Nope, I've been to Alaska.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the same.
I know, but still.
Oh. Well, I think that's a good question, PJ, because I thought that question was never asked to me as a kid, right? Like Kenan versus Kel, who's going to make it? Oh,
Yeah.
it was always both of them
Right.
would make it. But as far as like when I was a kid, the comedic relief, right? Like the buddy,
Yeah.
like straight man versus, I guess, what's the other dynamic? Buddy or
Yeah, the foil, whatever.
the comic relief.
Mm-hmm.
The
In my
straight man
mind,
and
the
fool,
the comic relief for the fool is as a kid, specifically an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
That's the person in my mind who is making me laugh.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
so it was Cal all day,
It was always
all
Kel.
day. But looking back, I mean, Ty, like you kind of said it. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense that Kenan did, but damn, like this show.
If Saturday Night
it's
Live
still-
had them both, it would have been a whole different ballgame.
There's still time.
Yeah,
Saturday Night Live.
absolutely.
Why haven't
Yeah.
you sponsored us?
Yeah, come on, guys. Where you at?
Well, getting back. So now Kenan's like, all right, how the fuck did you know these things? And you find out that, one, he talked to Claire Montel.
Clairvoyant.
Yeah, clairvoyant. And was like, hey, well, she's not here right now. Call back tomorrow around 7. The phone ringing actually like lights up before it rings.
Little blue light.
Yeah. he actually goes to the same dentist as Kenan's dad and looked through his file, which, like, the fuck is that? And then comes back around, I was like, oh, he read Kenan's diary and found out about Naomi. Like some super breach of privacy right now.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But Kenan's now like, I can make this work for me. So not only is he sitting there trying to like tell this manager, Chris, is like, hey, I see a sign. And he looks over and sees the sign, and it's like, 3. And he's like, well, what's wrong with 3? And like, it's going to mean danger. Yeah. And now this guy's going to have his own little thing going on. But then also, Kenan's like, all right, hey, Cal just said that if I don't leave now, you're going to get sick from my germs. He goes, oh, well, you got to get out. He goes, are you sure? I want to work. No, get out. And like, he's using this to his advantage. He's ended up showing Cal like all these things about his parents, about how his dad was Snugglebutt, how his mom used to streak.
Snugglebutt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And that was like super cute.
Would you prefer like a long distance phone call or a Snugglebutt or soft kisses or Snugglebutt?
Snugglebutt. But anyways, so parents come in and he's like, Kenan has shown him how to do. Go ahead, grab your another drink. How to do the sidekick. This. Oh, and the glass is pouring.
The glass is
They're
pouring.
Actually pouring, not the cocktail I delicately made. They are pouring the Widow Jane 10-year that is actually ravishing.
Will you do something I can narrate for you?
Sure.
Ty slowly reaches for his glass. He realizes, oh dear God, there's only a half-inch left. Should I get some dick pills? My God. Jerome, I do have his number. Yes.
Get the
Wait.
fast acting dick pills. Actually, I remember, like, what were they called? God damn it. So there's Speedy Gonzalez. There's the Speedy Gonzalez, which it was 4. There's one that, like, got you immediately, like, right away. There was one where the morning after, where you would take it, and then the morning after you would wake up and you'd be ready. You know what I mean?
Wow.
There was, like, 4 different ones, and, yeah. Those ones worked. The other ones were probably placebo and sugar pills. If I could guess. You know, who's to say what's fair to say?
And then there's the clairvoyant.
I'm just going to go ahead and say thanks for ruining our chance for a sponsorship with Dick Pills.
Sorry, guys.
Dickpills.com. Come on.
Dickpills.com. Yeah.
City folk just don't get it.
All right. So we got to get back because we got to go into lightning round soon.
Are we doing lightning round soon?
Not yet, but if we don't hurry, we will. All right. So,
Ty, will you tell us why we have to hurry? Our audience wants to know.
Okay, so tomorrow's my birthday, but my wife and child
want
to celebrate.
As of this recording, I mean, his birthday already happened, but as of this recording,
yes,
it's happening as we speak.
Absolutely.
So I got to get home in order to have cake with my kid and spend time with the wife and, just celebrate my birthday. So I want to celebrate with you guys.
It's going to lead to a very good Teddy report, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked about that.
Yeah. So before we get to lightning round, you want to do a few more things?
Yeah, let's go ahead. We'll get to this point and then we'll do a lightning round.
Things and stuff, right?
Yeah. So, B-roll, we have the manager. Oh, yeah, we want to do dick pills. Yes, please.
Of course. I always want to do dick pills.
I wasn't right. So Ty is very honed in on his laptop right now, and I'm like, oh, he's in the zone, and then he just drops that bomber right there. How dare you? Keep doing it every time. You just keep us on our toes, our little toe beans. All right, Ty, you want words?
Yes. So the manager is now worried about 3. He ends up dialing 333-3333. And it's like, what? Why am I in danger? Can you tell me anything? Tell me things. And it's like triplets come in and he's like, freaks out. Like, they're like, you're being super weird. Like, these are super sassy triplets, I will say. Mm-hmm. And then like someone tries to buy like a water and chips, comes up to 333. The manager ends up just spraying him with a fire extinguisher. Like, this guy is obviously rattled. But all this is going on, Kenan is getting Cal signed up for the Kevin Conroy show.
Oh. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Now, was that a real show or was that a made up show?
I think I was only laughing because Kevin Conroy is Batman. You know what I mean?
This is not Kevin Conroy from Batman.
Right.
That's why I was super confused. Like, I thought it was a made up show. Is this a real show?
No.
Is this a Canada show?
Is it?
Well,
Sean,
yeah, we did have the Well, he went by Canada Conroy. And basically what he did was he would get on the rink. Obviously, he's always on the rink.
Canadian.
And they would have had the Zambino full of syrup, and they would just fill the rink with syrup over top the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And what would happen was they would curl. You're familiar with the sport of curling, but this was a one-man sport or one woman or one person sport, and they would just curl across the ice very slowly and very apologetically, and they would dance and say, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," and it really just came down to like how they said those words, how they slid through the slosh that was ice and syrup, and meanwhile a hockey match would just bash right in betwixt that.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, so like you don't know what you're going to get when you get there. So the answer to your question, which I think was a question, was yes.
I like that.
Or maybe.
I like that.
So before we get to the Kevin Conroy show, apparently Kenan has talked Cal into tickling the police, selling his kidney, gluing himself to a train. Like
Yeah.
there's
Those are steps.
I can so like whenever Kenan like suggests those things, there's like a real worry from Kel. Like he might have like done some of these suggestions from Kenan.
Yeah.
And so he's like, gluing myself to the train, Kenan, I know you're serious about all these suggestions, but I think this is going to kill me.
I have some notes.
Some notes. No, I mean, honestly, like I think Kenan and Kel, it's not necessarily like a sketch comedy show, but like it almost, so like you look at like Chappelle's show, if you took Kenan and Kel mixed with all that, it would almost be like Chappelle's show. You got Kenan and Kel out there kind of like hosting the whole thing, kind of like doing jokes in between and then leading into whatever's next. And then you get like the sketches and whatnot, like as like the biggest thing I remember from Kenan and Kel were those bookends, the whole, oh, here we go. And Kenan saying, okay, we need to get a French poodle, a rocket, and a leprechaun, and they need to make whatever happen. And knowing that like the next episode would have nothing to do with like whatever he was saying, it was like, what adventure?
It was never a teaser.
Did they
like
just
a true
go
teaser,
on?
yeah.
Exactly. You know
Although
what I mean?
You said French poodle, leprechaun, and
A rocket ship.
can we? There's three of us here.
Sure.
Can we divvy this up and figure out how to make this a thing?
I think so. A
Done.
French poodle.
All right, who wants the French poodle? Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll
there
take
you
the
go.
French poodle.
There you go.
We have
There
a
you go.
rocket ship and a leprechaun. Who wants that?
I'll do the leprechaun.
You got the leprechaun?
The leprechaun.
all right. I'll do the rocket ship.
All right.
I'll make a dick
Okay.
pill rocket ship.
There we go.
Shit, you've made this a quadrant.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. So they go on this
The Kevin Conroy show.
Kevin Conroy show. What happens here?
So this very much feels like almost like the Murray show, where it's like, is he real or is he fake? And of course, you had the whole family there. I was like, yeah, like these are the instances where like we honestly are shook. We haven't told anyone. How did he know this? And then Kel comes on and walks right off stage. And then you got the other like crew of this woman like shoving him back to his seat, and he goes, "Step up, okay, step up." Like he's wanting to fight. He does not want to be there. He is so uncomfortable, and so he's asking all these questions like, "So, Kel, are you a sidekick?" And kid's like, "Yes, I was talking to Kel." Like this guy is obviously like, super sarcastic. Twice he calls Kenan out. It's like, "I was talking to Kel," and so they set up like Kevin's setting Kel up. So now there's a test. There is this board with all these buttons. If he presses the right button, the light turns green. Otherwise, if he presses the wrong button, the whole family or individual family members are going to get blasted with loud noises. The whole family is getting crushed with these loud sounds. Kenan is sitting there trying to like get even, and Cole's like, I'm not a sidekick. I'm not a sidekick. Just totally freaking out. And that's when it gets to the point where, in fact, my wife's calling me right now. So let's go ahead.
Hey, let's do it on speakerphone.
All right, we're going to put it on
go for
speakerphone.
it.
All right, hey, baby, you are now on speakerphone and on the podcast.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
Hi.
So we are just wrapping up, and then I will be home for my birthday.
Okay, well, we have a very angry 4-year-old who wants wants to eat some cake. So,
All right.
Does Teddy want to say hi?
Does Teddy want to say hi?
do you want to say hi to Daddy and his mom?
Oh, he's growling.
Yeah, that's right.
Letting you know how it feels.
All right. Well, let me wrap up, and I'll be home soon.
Okay, love you.
Love you. Bye.
Aw. It is Ty's birthday coming up. So I think in the spirit of your birthday, is it time for lightning round number 12? I think we've been on
really
no,
the last
8.
thing.
8, right?
The last
We've
thing
done
is
8.
Kenan has an
Yeah.
idea that consists of raccoons and fruit juice.
I know,
and
but
that's the end.
I think I want to hear you do the lightning round version of that.
All right.
Hold on one second, Ty. Hey, Jerome, are you on the line?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna have you stand by. If we don't wrap this up in 8 seconds, I'll call you on in. Okay.
Okay, no doubt. Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
All right, so the show's now over, and they are just sitting there tired of the ideas. And Kel's like, "Man, I got it. I predict the future. They're gonna have an idea." And Kenan's like, "Oh, I do have an idea. It involves a raccoon and fruit juice." And like, I don't think raccoons drink fruit juice.
Hey, Jerome.
Yeah,
Looks like it was 9 seconds. So,
Absolutely,
what
yeah.
you got for me?
I think that if Kel Mitchell would have taken some of my dick pills, he too would be on SNL and he'd be making a full career of himself.
Are you saying that an SNL career is based on dick pills?
Kenan took my dick pills, so what do you want me to say? You know what I mean? He has a whole family and the show named after himself.
Wow. Yeah. Now your dick pills, are they specifically for like Saturday?
Specifically for Saturday.
Yeah, because like Snick and SNL, I mean,
Absolutely. You know, you can only take my dick pills as you're watching Snick, watching Vital Information, and seeing whether or not Kel loves orange soda.
well, speaking of orange soda and dick pills and Saturday and the number 8, my friends, this has been
So much fun. So
such a
much
good,
fun.
such a good Sunday for me.
So before we do our bottoms up, so don't drink all of it.
Well, can we? Can we bottoms up and then bottoms up again?
Well, I mean,
Ty's the mediator here. He's so good.
real quick, PJ, where can people find you?
Oh, God. You can find me at
Dickpills.com.
yes.
Other than that,
Dickpills.com. No, just kidding.
Dick Tales.
I don't know what's on Dicktails or Dickpills.com.
Did y'all watch DuckTales as a kid?
Yep.
Woo. You can find me at Plymouth Jones at ScrewUpTV. Check us out on Instagram and YouTube. All that good stuff. Yes, that's good. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good amount. You know, like when we pour liquids in this podcast, you can do it right in front of the mic. Like we don't want to be subtle about it. Like you can hear it.
Yeah, we're drinking.
I poured a swig in there, a swallow for the last for the bottles.
Yeah,
up.
a dick pill always needs a good swallow.
A dick pill always needs a good swallow.
Trademark. Well, Ty, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy fucking birthday.
Sir.
Oh,
My
y'all are
God.
the best. I love you.
I love you, dude. I'm glad we got to ring this in with you. Can
All
we
right.
reach each other?
Yep.
I don't think we can reach each other.
Clink.
Clink.
All right.
Clink, clink,
We made
clink.
it. Bottoms up, gentlemen.
Bottoms up, and
Absolutely.
everyone, take your dick pills.